Showbiz and Leigh Drew on 97.7 FM.
Don't tell me not to live, just sit and putter. Life's candy and the sun's a ball of butter. Who told you you're allowed to rain on my parade? Don't tell me not to fly, I've simply got to. If someone takes a spill, it's me and not you. Who told you you're allowed to rain on my parade? I'm not from there.
A new Australian musical is about to burst onto the stage. Melbourne audiences will see the world premiere season of a vibrant and new musical. It's called CrossRaods. It spans some 10 years and follows the relationship of Amy and Rick from their graduation at the start of a new millennium. Fem Belling, who's singing in the background behind me, who's a great jazz singer, oh, you name it, this lady's done it. She plays Amy. She was born into a fantastic, great jazz family. Fem Belling is my guest right now, and it's lovely to have you with us. How are you, Fem?
Hi there. It's so wonderful to be on your show today. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. I hope you can hear us. We've had telephone troubles today, and we lost all the lines. We've got them back, thank goodness.
Fantastic.
Yeah. What a life, what a career for you you've had. I mean, I say you started out as a youngster there and treading the boards and doing things. It must be wonderful to have such a musical family that, you followed your dad and his music and so on, yeah.
Yeah, it's an incredible environment to grow up in, when sort of your family is musical, you're entrenched in it from a young age and, exposed to all sorts of kinds of music, and I suppose that's where my love of musicals came from, that the good old-fashioned MGM musical. My father would play all of them and I totally fell in love with them.
I think your dad and I have got a lot of things in common. I think we really do. Fem, I was reading up about you and I see that you used to raid your father's record collection with, they say, unsaturated ears. Beautiful,
That's right. I literally, I think we live in a day and age now where people listen to a song for about 30 seconds and move on because we have, so much music at our fingertips. And I remember my father having his collection on vinyl and just rifling through his collection and just, Ella Fitzgerald and Billie Holiday and Judy Garland, Liza Minnelli, all these incredible vocalists just sitting there and listening to them.
And your dad, of course, in his own right, was a great jazz pianist too.
That's right, yeah. He's an incredible pianist, very celebrated back home in South Africa. He did a lot of great work for the musicians of South Africa during the apartheid era. Yeah.
Well, of course, you travelled back overseas. You went to the West End, did a lot of work there with Hairspray, the musical, Maybelline fame and so on. You're in Cats. You've come back to Australia, obviously taken up base here again, and now throwing yourself back into live theatre here in Oz.
Yeah, I've fallen in love with an Aussie.
Oh, fantastic. Fantastic.
So I'm here for good, but there's also a little twist. My mother is Australian, and so throughout my childhood, I would always come back here. I studied full-time ballet here. I was going to be a ballerina before the whole musical theatre thing kicked in.
Oh, okay.
And so I'm back here now, and I'm dabbling between musical theatre and my own sort of trajectory in jazz world and just keeping it alive.
Fem, tell me, from a music background such as yours with Dad and so on, were you ever forced to do an instrument or sing or perform, or you just had it in your blood and you wanted to do it?
No, I think as students of a craft, we are that instrument is forced upon you. I don't think any parent gives their child an instrument that they don't want to practice. But I think the difference is that my parents nurtured that gift, and I came out the other side loving it. Whereas I know there's so many musicians out there that wish their parents had sort of kept forcing them. A lot of friends of mine, it's like, oh, I wish I played an instrument. I think that's a big thing. I think we have to nurture new talent and make them excited about the industry that we're in.
I think you're very, very right. You've said it quite nicely there, and I have I teach piano, and I have people coming up to me all the time saying, how can we get into this? And then there's other kids who won't practice, and the parents are trying to force them to practice. I think you've got to have a love for the instrument, first of all, or for the acting or the singing, don't you?
Of course. I think it's the responsibility of, even if it's not parents, maybe teachers and people out there to expose everyone to good music, be that musical theatre or jazz or whatever it is, nurture and make people enjoy listening to diverse music.
I always think that music is a great discipline.
Yeah.
It teaches so much to us about life, doesn't it?
Absolutely. And there's nothing more incredible than nailing something, really putting the work in and nailing it, and just that feeling of
right.
Yes,
That's right.
I made that. I did that.
Exactly right. Well, you're opening the 16th of April with CrossRaods. Now, tell me about CrossRaods.
So CrossRaods is an original Australian music theatre work, which I think is just incredible to be part of something new and create something from scratch. I can implore everyone to come and be part of this amazing project.
Well, it's opening the 15th, which is just a few days' time now. It's next week, and goes till
That's
April
right.
the 30th.
We're all heavily rehearsing.
I bet you are.
We're about to do a run this afternoon, so you caught me in my lunch break.
Okay, good.
Yeah, and it's a beautiful love story. For those of I know a lot of people come because they know Anthony Costanza's music, but it's just a gorgeous love story, and it's really about a storyline that I think everyone can relate to. It's that what-if moment.
Yeah.
What if you chose something else? What if you made a different decision back in the day? Or what if you did those things? And we all have those moments in our lives.
Fem, you're right, because you do. You go back and you look at your life and you say, gee, no, look, I'm 69, so I look back in my life and I say, what if I'd have done it this way? But you can't go back that way, can you? But you're quite right. We often ask ourselves that exact phrase, what if?
I think we ask it of ourselves more than we think we do.
I think you're right. You're right. So this plays through this is the theme through the whole show, obviously.
That's right.
What if?
It's the running theme through the show, and it follows the love story of Amy and Rick, and it sort of spans over 10 years, and how those different decisions may impact in a future world.
What's coming up next for you after CrossRaods?
Well, something very exciting. Funny you should ask. I've just recorded my newest album, which has been the most tremendous, exciting thing with John Foreman at the helm.
Oh, brilliant!
As musical director and producer. So it's going to be launched on different mediums in about a month's time. So if everyone wants to come and support, you can pop to my website fembelling.com and you'll be able to purchase it there. It's going to be a ripper of an album.
Fem, through your publicist, you must keep in contact with me because I'd like to talk to you about that. Get hold of the CD and play it on air with you. And,
great, let's do that. I would love that.
Yeah, we'll do that. So get your publicist to contact me. She's got all the details there, and you and I will keep in contact. I'll see you at the show anyway, but I know you get busy after shows and so on. But if we can do that with your new CD in a month's time, I'd love to play a few tracks.
How divine! I would absolutely adore that.
Oh, beautiful! We can talk about it. That'd be beautiful. I wish you well for the 15th or 16th
Thank
starting.
you so much, and thank you for supporting our beautiful little industry here in Australia. It's so nice to have people that are, beside us 100%.
Well, look, I think it's wonderful to support arts generally and to support people who perform at Chapel Off Chapel and other smaller venues around the country. It's just wonderful. All the best to you, Fem, and I appreciate your time today. Thank you for talking to us.
Thanks so much, Lee. Have a great day.
You too. See you soon.
Bye.
Bye.